Hello duelists, Tombox here, and today I'll be quickly going over one of the new archetypes coming out in Dimensions of Chaos. Now, I'm not going to be talking about Magispectors just yet, they got their own little segment going, but I'll be talking about our little gray slimy friends, Graydles. Let's put it in a story form. A long time ago, some jackhole alien stole Snatch Steel, turned it into a virus, then crash landed on Earth, trying to take over the world through land, air, and sea. Sorry about that cheesy little story, it's just, it kind of made sense with the eagle, the cobra, and the alligator. Now, these three monsters, when they're destroyed by battle, they have the ability to target one of your opponent's monsters, equip onto it, and then take control of it. And when the equipped card is destroyed, it destroys the monster as well. So you don't even return the card after you steal it, which is a little bit dirty, but who cares, that's the archetype, right? But each of these monsters are quite cleverly colored by Konami. I'm gonna applaud you for this, because they are yellow, green, and purple, which signifies their secondary ability to trigger, which is Eagle being yellow. If he's destroyed by a monster effect, it will also trigger. The alligator, which is green, will trigger by spell destruction, and the cobra, that is pinkish purple, whatever it is, can trigger through trap destruction, which is nice. So it gives you a little bit of diversity. These monsters are relatively weak, which makes them ideal for crashing into things, and they're most likely going to die by battle for the most part. Now, this deck isn't just completely reactive based off of stealing your opponent's monsters. They have a tuner and a synchro monster. One being the dragon, being the boss monster, 3k beatstick, and then there's the alien little slime, the slime, which is the tuner, level 5. Now, the other guys that steal monsters are all level 3, and then the tuner being level 5 makes the Graydle Dragon, which is the level 8. Now, Graydle Dragon, whenever he's synchro summoned, he can target cards up to the number of synchro material used and pop those cards. And he also has a floating capability, which is whenever he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, including if you negate his summon and destroy him, he can revive one of your water monsters in your graveyard. So it's pretty decent. Now, and he has a 3k beatstick, which kind of helps to the equation of not playing too passively. The deck also comes with like several supports, such as like the spell card, which I'm just gonna quickly go over this, which gives you a pop or search depending on how you use it. And then the two traps, if you attack directly, you can special summon one out of your deck, or if you attack directly, you can special summon one of your opponent's monster from the graveyard and swing into that with your Graydle and steal it. The other trap is a damage steppable one. It only adds 500, but then on your turn, you can pop both cards to summon out 2 Graydles from the deck and kind of get your dragon combo off right away. And overall, the deck has its pros and cons. The pro being, it's not dependent on special summoning. As much as the aggressive plays require, I guess, the summoning of the dragon, stealing monsters do not require special summoning. I've seen my opponent activate Emptiness after I crash into his monster, only to realize that I'm not summoning anything, I'm just equipping onto your guy and stealing and swinging into you. I've stolen Constructs, BLSs, Winda was a great steal, and like Vanity's Fiend. These are all very funny steals. Another really good thing about the deck is you can run as many floodgates as you want. Especially, well, not the ones that kind of screw over your grave, but like Skill Drain, Lose a Turn, these are all really good. And you can actually use the kind of floodgate-ish card that can kind of keep you alive. Bubble Bringer, some people have been teching these into this deck. Level 4 higher monsters can't attack directly, and if you have, during your turn, if you have 2 level 3 or lower water monsters in your graveyard that have the exact same name, you can send this card to the graveyard, special them both out onto the field. So you can kind of use it aggressively as well, so that's not that bad. One of the greatest thing about this deck actually is you can punish your opponent for playing big monsters. If they leave a big monster on the field, I'm just gonna steal it. No remorse whatsoever. Steal and kill. Like, stealing a Cristio is great. Stealing anything that's like a floodgate-ish monster is also really good. But that being said, this deck does come with its own set of weaknesses. One of the most common weaknesses that most decks like these have is it's graveyard dependent. So Macrocosmos Dephaser automatically shut this down. It's a terrible matchup against Magispectors. Since Magispector monster cannot be targeted, you can't equip your guys onto it because you have to target. That includes like the big monsters. The dragon can't target the Magispector monsters for destruction. So all that kind of builds up to like, it's kind of really shitty matchup against Magispectors. That aside, there are other like generic monsters that are really good against this deck, like the level 10 Synchro of Leo. Abyss Dweller is one of the best cards against this deck, especially when you try to crash or something, or try to do any kind of big play. Abyss Dweller will be able to shut you down because you're not going to be able to access your graveyard effects due to Dweller. Yang Zings also have a pretty decent matchup against this deck, especially if they can make the correct monster using the correct combination of the other smaller Yang Zings. If you get the spell effect negation or the cannot change battle position, but cannot change possession of the card, then you're pretty much set. You're gonna win the matchup for the most part. But these are like some of the weaknesses. So I'm gonna give you guys my deck list of Graydles, so you can see it right here. Like, let me know what you guys think, because honestly, I don't exactly know how to build this deck. I actually considered teching several of the smaller Graydle monsters into like my side deck or something, just to cheese my opponent in case I actually can't beat him. Anyways, just a quick note about this deck and some of the backlash that you might receive from some of the other players that you're playing against is you're gonna make so much salt, you're gonna receive so much hate for playing this deck because no one likes getting killed by their own monsters. Like, I receive comments from like, F you, go F yourself, learn to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you asshole, suck a dick. And then you get the idea. Like, it generates so much salt like online that I don't know what people would do in real life. I've seen some pretty salty players, but it's something to be aware of if you're gonna just steal your opponent's monster and kill them with it. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.